Welcome to Shadowed Myth. The Mothman is one of the most mysterious and terrifying creatures in American folklore. First seen in Point Pleasant, West Virginia in 1966, it was described by eyewitnesses as a human-like figure with enormous wings and glowing red eyes. For over a year, there were several sightings of this creature, with reports saying it flew silently through the sky, chasing cars and observing the townspeople. Many believed the Mothman was a harbinger of doom, especially after the collapse of the Silver Bridge in 1967, which killed 46 people. The sightings stopped soon after, leaving many to wonder, was it just a legend or something much more real? The Bell Witch legend comes from Tennessee and revolves around the Bell family, who lived on a farm in the early 1800s. The hauntings began when John Bell and his daughter Betsy experienced strange occurrences, knocking on doors, strange noises, and even physical attacks. The entity, later called the Bell Witch, communicated with the family and others who visited, claiming it wanted to kill John Bell. Over the years, the witch's torment grew more violent, and John Bell eventually died under mysterious circumstances, with some blaming the witch. The story remains one of the most infamous hauntings in American history. La Llorona, or the Weeping Woman, is a ghostly figure deeply rooted in Latin American folklore. The legend tells of a woman who, in a fit of rage and heartbreak, drowned her children in a river after discovering her husband's infidelity. Realizing what she had done, she took her own life. Since then, it is said her spirit roams rivers and lakes, crying for her lost children and searching for others to take their place. Parents often tell their children to stay away from bodies of water at night, warning them that La Llorona might be waiting to drag them into the depths. The legend of the Jersey Devil has haunted the Pine Barrens of southern New Jersey for over 250 years. According to the story, Mother Leeds, a local woman, cursed her 13th child, saying it would be the devil. When the child was born, it transformed into a monstrous creature with bat-like wings, hooves, and a goat's head. It flew up the chimney and disappeared into the night, leaving behind only terror. Since then, there have been countless reports of people seeing the creature or hearing its chilling screams in the woods. The Jersey Devil remains one of the most enduring cryptids in American folklore. In the deep forests of the northern United States and Canada, the legend of the Wendigo has terrified indigenous peoples for centuries. Described as a tall, emaciated creature with glowing eyes and antlers, the Wendigo is said to be the result of a human succumbing to cannibalism during harsh winters. Once a person eats human flesh, they become possessed by the spirit of the Wendigo, endlessly hungry for more. The creature symbolizes the dangers of greed, isolation, and the human capacity for violence, especially in times of great hardship. The Wendigo is still featured in many modern horror stories today. Welcome to Shadowed Myth. The Slender Man legend started as a creepypasta on the internet in 2009, but it quickly became a global phenomenon. Described as a tall, faceless figure in a black suit with long, extending arms, Slender Man is said to stalk children and lure them into the woods. Some stories claim he has the ability to control minds, driving his victims to madness or violence. Although the character originated online, there have been real-world incidents connected to the myth, blurring the line between fiction and reality. Slender Man remains a symbol of the dark side of the internet age. The Black-Eyed Children are a more recent urban legend that surfaced in the late 1990s. These mysterious children are said to appear on doorsteps or at car windows, asking to be let inside. They seem normal at first, but witnesses describe a growing sense of dread as they notice the children's pitch-black eyes, completely devoid of whites. Encounters are always marked by an overwhelming sense of fear, and those who let them in report strange illnesses or disappearances. Though often dismissed as a hoax, the Black-Eyed Children continue to spook people around the world. The Chupacabra legend originated in Puerto Rico in the 1990s, though it has since spread across Latin America and the southern United States. The creature is described as a reptilian or canine-like beast, with sharp claws and fangs that preys on livestock, particularly goats. Its name, Chupacabra, translates to goat sucker, referring to the way it drains its victim's blood. Though no physical evidence of the chupacabra has been found, the legend persists, with many claiming to have seen the creature stalking the countryside. The Headless Horseman is a ghostly figure from American folklore, made famous by Washington Irving's The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. The tale tells of a Hessian soldier who lost his head to a cannonball during the American Revolutionary War. His spirit is said to roam the town of Sleepy Hollow at night, searching for his lost head. Riding a black horse and holding a pumpkin or sword in place of his head, the horseman haunts travelers who cross his path, striking fear into all who encounter him. The legend remains a classic in American ghost stories. The Lady in White is a ghostly figure found in legends from cultures around the world. These spirits are usually the souls of women who died tragically, often after being betrayed by a lover. Dressed in a flowing white gown, they are seen wandering roadsides, forests, or near water, forever searching for something they lost. In many versions, the Lady in White is a warning, and those who encounter her are said to face misfortune. The enduring image of a spectral woman in white has made this one of the most recognized ghostly legends worldwide. In Irish folklore, the banshee is a female spirit who the death of a family member. She is usually described as an old woman with long, flowing hair, dressed in white or gray. Her piercing scream, heard in the dead of night, is said to chill anyone who hears it to the bone. According to legend, the banshee only appears to certain families of noble Irish descent. The story has evolved and spread, making her a symbol of death across cultures. The banshee's mournful cry still haunts Irish tales to this day. The Vanishing Hitchhiker is a ghost story that appears in many cultures. It usually begins with a driver picking up a young hitchhiker late at night. The hitchhiker gives the driver an address, but when they arrive, the passenger has vanished. Upon investigating, the driver learns that the hitchhiker had died years earlier, often in a tragic accident near the same spot. This ghostly tale has been passed down through generations, warning drivers to beware of picking up mysterious strangers on lonely roads. The Licked Hand is an eerie urban legend popular in the U.S. It tells the story of a young girl home alone with only her dog for company. During the night, she hears strange noises but is comforted by the sound of her dog licking her hand from beneath the bed. When she wakes up the next morning, she finds her dog dead in the bathroom and a chilling message written in blood. Humans can lick too. The legend plays on the fear of being watched or threatened in the safety of one's home. The Hookman is a classic American urban legend about a couple who park their car in a secluded area, only to hear news of an escaped murderer with a hook for a hand. Frightened, they drive away, only to later discover a hook hanging from the car door handle. The story has been told for decades, serving as a warning to young couples about the dangers of staying in isolated places. The Hookman tale is often used as a campfire story or cautionary tale for teenagers. The Green Man is an urban legend from Pennsylvania, centered around a real man named Raymond Robinson, who suffered a terrible accident that left him disfigured. Because of his appearance, he became known as the Green Man, and locals claimed he haunted the roads at night. Over time, the story evolved into a full-blown urban legend, with some saying his skin glowed green due to an electrical accident. The real story of Robinson is tragic, but the legend has become a part of local folklore. Welcome to Shadowed Myth. The Dover Demon was first sighted in Dover, Massachusetts in 1977. Witnesses described it as a small, pale creature with large glowing eyes and long, thin fingers. It had no visible nose or mouth and was said to crawl on all fours or stand upright. Though the sightings lasted only 2 days, the descriptions were so consistent that the creature became a local legend. Some believe the Dover Demon could be an alien or a cryptid, while others think it might be a case of mistaken identity. The mystery remains unsolved to this day. In Scottish folklore, the Knuckle-a-Vee is a fearsome sea creature said to terrorize the Orkney Islands. Described as a horse with a human torso fused to its back, the Knuckle-a-Vee is a horrifying sight, with no skin to cover its exposed muscles and organs. It is said to bring disease and death to those who cross its path, especially during the harsh winter months. Legend has it that the creature can only be repelled by fresh water, so locals would avoid the sea during certain times of the year to avoid an encounter with this nightmarish being.